Colleen Hoover has so many books, and I'm going to share with you my top 3 novels of her. And the number 3, I'm going to talk about Reminders of Him. This is a novel that we follow in this woman, Kenna, that she was in prison because somehow she was involved in an accident when she was drunk, and then her husband died. So because she was involved there, she was in jail for so many years, and the parents of the husband that died took her daughter, and they were taking care of her. But they don't want to know anything about Kenna at all. So years later, Kenna was released from prison. She paid her dues, right? And now she wants to recover her daughter, and she wants to create a new life. And somehow she became in love with this man, and this man is the best friend of her husband, who is dead. And this is a really, really emotional book, because it's how she has to fight to not only find her daughter, to actually ask for forgiveness of the parents, and actually open to, create a new life or rebuild her life as a new person. And it's really, really emotional. I really like it. It's not really long book. It's like 320 pages, and it talks a lot about unconditional love, and about the love of like mother, daughter, and this connection, and the things that you do for the people you love, and how is the best way to deal with that. Like sometimes it's like, okay, should I leave where she is now that she's happy being taken care of, that my presence is not even like maybe need, or should I fight for her and don't care anything and try to recover? So it's a really good book. It's my number 3 book from Colleen Hoover. My book number 2, the second position from Colleen Hoover, is a thriller, which I love thrillers, and this channel is mainly like thrillers and horror, and of course I have to include a book in that genre from Colleen Hoover. And I am talking about Verity. Verity is a really, really good thriller. I would say it's a new version from Rebecca, from Daphne du Maurier. And this is a book where we're following this writer that she is not really, really famous, because she hasn't had that hit yet, right? So one day someone called her and then say, you know what, I want you to continue writing the series that my wife left uncompleted, because Verity, which is a wife, got an accident, and she's completely like she cannot talk, she cannot move, she cannot do anything, right? So we don't even know when she's gonna wake up any day soon, and we need to continue this book series, which is a completely success. So she was like, oh my god, like, should I go, should I do it? So she finally decided, okay, I need to do something, because I'm gonna get broke soon. So she moves to this house, to Verity's house, to live there, so she can be more involved in her work, right? So she became really close to Verity's son. Verity, by the way, lives upstairs, like completely like that, like just in the bed all day long, 24 hours. And she's like, okay, now I'm here. She gets very close to the son, and also gets in a romantic relationship with the husband. That's when everything turns messy and weird, and she started like feeling that Verity is there, she's watching her, because somehow she found the diary from Verity, where Verity writes a lot of secrets from her relationship. So she somehow became aware, like Lowen is the name of the writer, she became aware of all these marriage issues, and it become more than it's supposed to be, and this turns so nasty and so weird and so crazy, and the end left me completely on shock, because you are gonna be like, what is happening? Okay, no, it's what I was thinking. What is really happening? Like, it's a really, really good thriller. It's, yes, I think this is one of my favorite books ever, and one of the best books that I read from Colleen Hoover. So if you're looking for a thriller, this is the book, and this is the book number 2 from all the books that Colleen Hoover has been writing. This is my number 2, 5 out of 5 stars. And my position number 1 The last recommendation I want to do, and it's my favorite book from Colleen Hoover, and also one of my favorite books ever. And the movie is like in process of like, I can't wait. I am talking about It Ends With Us. I know it's a part, like the second part, which is It Starts With Us, which I did not like at all. But this book is just wow. Like, I think every single woman should read this book in some point. And I remember when I read this book, I cry and I kept crying every time that I pick this book, and I can reread this book thousands of times. And anyway, so we follow Lily, and Lily is a very sweet, innocent woman who fell in love with this handsome, successful man that he is kind of like a little bit arrogant, I will say, and they became in this relationship. But one day he treats her wrong. He yells at her pretty bad, and that's the first red flag. And then she's like, okay, this is just one time, one fight. And he apologized to her. He was like, it's not gonna happen anymore, I'm really sorry, please forgive me. And because Lily has this wound where his dad was not a good man, his dad actually was hitting her mom, and he died, right? So Lily cannot forgive his dad yet. She still have this, like, you know how my mom forgave my dad, like, I just can't do that. I would never be like my mom. So then she became in this relationship, and then what happened the second time, right, the violence started like growing. And then we have Atlas coming in this story, which Atlas was her first love when she was really young, like a childhood, love, sweet. And then Atlas became kind of an owner of this restaurant, and they met again, and then they had this connection. I said, I love you so much, I'm so happy you're happy. There's nothing there, just a friendship. But then the boyfriend became extremely jealous and extremely controller and extremely insane, and he hit her. And that's the first part of the book. I'm not gonna spoil it. The second part of the book is really emotional. It's like back and forth, and you're gonna be shocked about the end. I cannot be more satisfied, I would say, about the end. I read some comments about, this book is really toxic, it was not happy reading, like I was completely like devastated reading this. Yes, because as she said in her last page, this book was more like educational, like to educate people, girls, teenagers, about the red flags. When you see someone is mean to you, that thing will grow. They will never go down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 times until you might not be able to tell the story, and it's real. So this is my favorite book from Colleen Hoover, and one of my top 10 lifetime books. I really recommend it. And as I said, it's like divided by 2 parts. I will say the first part is the beginning of this relationship. You start having connection with all of them, and the second part is how the things were like crazy escalated until the end is really what it has to be. And those are my 3 books from Colleen Hoover. She is a really trendy writer, and she's famous because her books are really fast-paced. So I will say that all those books are really easy to read, easy language, easy writing, and you're gonna be hooked since like page 3. Depends what genre you like. You wanna get emotional, heartbroken, you want to be a thriller, like you cannot stop reading, and then mind twisted and a little bit like elements of horror here. And if you want to like really like cry and have your wounds and learn about things and face what is the reality about domestic violence, and it's not only between married people but also during the date time, especially for like teenagers, this is the book that I completely recommend. If you like this video, and if you do me a big favor, because I really want to have this community grow and I really want to see my channel growing, give it a like and comment and let me know what is your favorite book from Colleen Hoover. I really like this author. She's super trendy right now, and I want to read more about her. Those are my picks from the all books that I read, but if you have any recommendation, please let me know. And also share with your friends my channel. I will be so grateful if we can have more subscribers little by little in this book adventure that I do every week. I focus basically on horror thriller, so I included all my videos a horror thriller book. Even when I talk about different genres, horror and thriller, mystery has to be included. And I'm gonna see you next week with a new adventure.